I need advice on how to apologize to my son for kicking him out for being gay. So I'm new to this sub, but I decided to use a throwaway because I'm embarrassed about what I did to my son. 11 years ago, I was a very conservative Christian. I was the type that would go to church with my family every Sunday and actually look forward to going. If you would have told me that I'd consider myself atheist in the future, I would have laughed in your face. I'm not proud of the man I used to be, but at the time, I really thought I was being the best person I could by living as a Christian and following God's rules. My son was outed when he was 16, and I reacted the way you'd expect a conservative Christian father to react, with hate and anger. At the time, I didn't think of it as hate though. I thought of myself as a good and loving father for being so upset that my son had chosen a sinful lifestyle. I forced him to go to counseling, but it didn't work. I know now that's because it never works, but at the time I blamed my son for not trying hard enough. I eventually kicked him out of the house because I couldn't have him there as a bad influence on his younger brothers and sisters. I never contacted him again, and he never contacted me or anyone else in our family. His mother died 2 years later, and because of the way she died, I started to question my faith. I started researching Christianity and science on my own and eventually stopped going to church. I gradually became less conservative, and now I consider myself atheist. I've been thinking a lot about my son the last couple of years. I just feel so horrible for the way I treated him and for forcing him to live on his own as a 16-year-old. Every time I think about him, I feel like crying, and to be honest, I've shed a few tears while writing this. There's nothing I can do or say to make up for what I did, but I found his address online and also found his Facebook profile. When I started looking him up, I was scared to death of what I'd find, but it looks like he's doing good. I've been thinking a lot about how I should contact him, and even if I should do it. I'm so worried about how he'll react that I've written him about 15 letters and never actually sent them. I think that's the best way to go about it. Sending a letter, but every time I write one, and read it afterwards. I just imagine him reading it and throwing it in the garbage and chicken out and throw it away myself. I haven't talked to my other kids about him, and they've never brought him up, and I feel like I should keep him out of this until I actually find out if he wants to have any contact with us. I just need advice on how to actually send the letter, what to write, and if I should even send it. Any advice at all would be greatly appreciated. Edit. I just wanted to add a thank you for all the great advice. I know some of you think I come across as if I'm expecting him to forgive me and have a relationship with me straight away. This is not the case. I'm very much aware that the chance of him never wanting any contact with me is pretty high. But I'm not sending the letter just because I want to possibly have him in my life again. I feel like he deserves to hear that I know that what I did was wrong. He deserves an apology. What he does with the information in the letter is his choice, and whatever choice he makes will be accepted and respected by me. I've called all my other kids and invited them to dinner tomorrow so that I can tell them about their brother and the letter. I'm very nervous about it, but it has to be done sooner rather than later. TLDR, I kicked my son out when he was just 16 for being gay. Now, 11 years later, I feel horrible for what I did and want to contact him and apologize, but I can't get myself to send the letter. Update. Letter original poster wrote. I've written the same letter a million times, but I would love to get some objective thoughts on it, because every time I read and write, it never seems like enough. Lucas, I don't even know where to begin when I write this letter. I've written it many times, but it never seems good enough to send to you. The first thing I have to apologize for is not telling you your mother died. She was diagnosed with ALS and passed away 9 years ago. I never contacted you to let you know she died, and I don't know if anyone else in our family did. Either way, I'm really sorry for not telling you and robbing you of the chance to say goodbye to your mother. Your mother's death was extremely difficult for all of us, and it made me start to question my faith. Everyone at our church helped our family through her death, but I still had a lot of questions. So I started doing research on our religion and science. After a while, I realized I couldn't continue following the Word of God the way I was brought up to do. It might be very hard for you to believe, but I no longer consider myself religious. Which brings me to how I treated you. At the time, I did what I thought was right for our family and you, but that does not change the fact that what I did was unforgivable. Not only did I kick you out when you really needed our love and support, but I made you go through counseling, which I've learned is closer to torture than actual counseling. I don't know what you did once you left home, but it truly breaks my heart to think of the things you might have done to survive. No one on earth deserves to go through what you've been through because of me, and I want you to know that I'm so sorry for what I've put you through. I completely understand if never want to hear from me again, but I had to send this letter to let you know that if you want me in your life, I'm here. Whenever you're ready, in any way that you want. If you just want contact with your brothers and sisters, that's fine. If it takes you years to talk to me, that's fine. If you never want any contact with me, that's fine. Of course, I want to be a part of your life again, but if that's not something you want, I completely understand. There's no excuse for what I've done, and even if you are able to forgive me, I don't think I can ever forgive myself. I've known I should have sent this letter for years, but I've been too ashamed of myself to send it. I hope you feel no obligation to contact me. I only send in this letter so that you would know that I'm here for you now if you want. I love you so much, and I'll do whatever you want to make up for what I've done, even if that means never reaching out to you again. Dad, I think I have to tell his brothers and sisters about this before sending the letter. And if they want, I'll include their contact information so that he doesn't have to go through me to reach out to them. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.